You wanna take the shot before the intro, or we do it right at the intro?
Let's do that at the intro, man. Let's get it. Let's get it on. At the intro.
At the intro. All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to One Up Podcast. My name is always Milos Bucariz. With me, we got George Martinez. We got Mr. Forklift Certified, Adrian Flores, and Mr. Nani. I do not know your last name. I'm so sorry.
Castillo.
Nani Castillo. Hell yeah, bro. This dude
Nani?
is fucking awesome. He does fitness. He does businesses. Dude is everywhere at once. Great movie, by the way, also, but still. Yeah, so at his request, we are going to start the podcast off right with a fucking shot. Let's go.
Yes.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers for the camera. Let's go. Uh-oh, I hear crunchies. Ooh, that is nice. All right. Whew. I'm gonna take a little bit of a chaser because I'm a lady. But it's okay. Oh shit! All right. What up, guys? Let's act like we just didn't record an episode a second ago, and that we haven't seen each other in forever. That's why we're wearing the same shirts. It's not that we don't have other clothes, but you know.
There was no explanation needed.
That was last literally, because
not like they would watch the other episodes anyways.
that last episode was last week, man. I got a whole new shirt on.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
2 weeks ago we did laundry.
Yeah, for real.
Anyways, what's up, man? Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
So, like I was telling you guys, I'm a barber. I have my clothing line, and then I'm also into fitness. Got into fitness a couple of years ago. So, but my primary is just barbering, and second is the clothing line, and then fitness is just it became like a lifestyle for me too. So.
Hell yeah!
Right now we just started like a fitness challenge. So we're supposed to be like just competing to see who could do the biggest change body composition wise and body weight wise.
How many months are you guys giving each other? Or
about 3 months, because we're gonna stop on May 6th, I think.
Oh shit! I'm gonna fail the fuck out of that. I started off strong and then just kind of relapsed about a weekend. I was like, nope. Had some couldn't find some decent food. I was like, whatever. Man. And then when you work from home and you got the work stresses, you're like, let me find something to snack on.
Right. Start binging on food.
Yeah.
Man, snack on. I just went to a buffet like 2 days ago, man.
Hey, shit. What'd you have?
I had some Chinese, man.
Yeah.
Shit was good.
Oh, yeah. But you can also find healthier options there if you want. It's just a little bit harder. I did keto for like 2 weeks a long time ago, and that was rough for a little bit, but we were able to get it to work.
I've actually, now that you mentioned keto, I was talking to some people about different nutrition plans that people go about, and keto sometimes doesn't go well with depending on your blood type. So first thing first, I found out that figuring out your blood type is the most important, because some people have tried doing the carnivore diet. It doesn't go. It goes south. Keto diet goes south, and it all depends on your blood type.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, if you really want to look into see what benefits you, what works with you, finding out your blood type can help you a lot.
I kind of want to look into those, like the DNA tests. They'll do diets based on your DNA.
Right.
So I wanted to look more into it, but a couple years ago, I got the 23andMe. So I did that, and like you get to see like your family background stuff.
Right.
One of the things they came up with is like every now and then they'll have surveys, like studies you could participate in, and I volunteered for one, and I had to do a low carb diet. It was basically almost like keto. So I was like, they said they allow like 1 piece of toast a day, and honestly, it was just cutting out all sugar. So I cut out all sugar, but it was just supposed to be low carb. But I kind of went to the point I was just eating meats and vegetables. That was basically it. And like in 3 months, I ended up going down like 30 pounds. So it worked.
Did you feel good on it though?
I felt good. Usually I had more energy and like more clarity. Like I felt like my thinking was more clear, or I didn't feel as groggy. Because for a while I felt kind of groggy and stuff, because at that point had been working in the office for a while, so it's just sitting down all day and stuff. But once I got in that diet, like I felt like I could think more clearly.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as groggy, and I just started feeling better. And also I had worked out for a little bit back then, so even while I kind of stopped working out during that time.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose any muscle. Like if anything, like the the boss I had at the time, he's like, oh, man, you're looking like kind of big. It's like you've been
All
working
that
out.
protein and
Yeah, man.
Greens.
greens.
Protein.
Yeah.
That'll do it, bro. Like, I mean, there's the basic diet is just chicken, and if you're not doing keto rice, otherwise with some other greens, man, like that shit'll keep you healthy forever, bro.
Yeah, there's this documentary on Netflix that I saw. I think it's called Game Changers. I don't know if you've ran across it, but the interesting part of it was that they did studies with different athletes, pro athletes. Some of them were carnivore, some of them were vegan, and I think another, I don't know, I can't remember, but yeah, the ones that had the best blood type or the best blood work were the ones that were vegan. And there was powerlifters as well.
Yeah.
Like that were vegan. There was bodybuilders. There was Olympic athletes that were vegan. And to me, it was just crazy. So I decided to go on a 40-day no meat. I did no salmon, no beef, none of that, chicken.
Yeah.
I did straight vegetables. I didn't go straight vegan. Like I still probably had other dairy products.
Yeah.
But as far as cutting out the meats, I was consuming protein by eating like tofu. Is it tofu?
Damn.
Tofu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find all kinds of sorts of tofu foods.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it was hard. But I did notice a difference. My performance at the gym, I noticed a performance. It helped out, but I did have to constantly keep eating.
Oh yeah.
Because if not, I felt, like I was either hungry, my energy levels were kind of low. So that's one thing that I found interesting. But to me, it's not for me.
Yeah,
I just did it just to see what
Yeah.
would happen, and I liked it. But there's some things I didn't like, and I was like, it's not for me.
Yeah, and I mean, going vegan doesn't automatically make you fucking healthy, because I mean, there's so many unhealthy things you can eat, even as being a vegan, right? Because
Right.
one of my friends, Hunter, he was when he first went, he was fat before he went vegan, and he stayed fat for about a year or two after he went vegan, just because he was not eating right or anything. And then not recently, me and him worked the same job. I worked, and I honestly haven't seen him up there for the first like 8 months I worked there, because me and him didn't come to the office the same days. And I finally see him in person one day. I'm like, holy shit, this is skinny. What the fuck? And it's like, yeah, it's like I actually, adapted my diet. It's like I'm still vegan, but I'm eating a lot healthier vegan, and it's just working out. So now he looks lean. He looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so he actually did his thing. But yeah, for a while being vegan, he still looked like, just himself.
Right.
Yeah. So it's you got to find the right food.
Yeah. And the diet I'm working on is the low calorie and like primarily protein kind of diet. So I'm using like
So high protein.
like I'm using the protein what do you call it, the protein supplement kind of thing.
powder?
The
protein
powder.
powders. Yeah.
Using the powder, I mean, salmon and fish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm doing mostly that kind of stuff. I don't know. I heard you can lose weight and gain muscle doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Is that legit?
Yeah. There's been studies that you gain lean mass through it, because you're just feeding your body protein. So yeah, you should try it, and if you feel like it's working out for you.
I'm doing that right now. I've been doing that for about a month now.
Yeah.
And I think it's working out pretty well. I eat fruits and stuff as well. But I just had to ask, because I've heard that around here and there, but I just want to make sure. you know?
The best way, like he said, is just trying out different things and seeing what works. I've tried the past 5-6 years that I've been into fitness, like serious. I went through different trying out different foods and whatnot, and I kind of started figuring out what worked with me and what didn't.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Till now, I'm still learning. Like right now, I'm currently hired a coach not too long ago, because I felt like I could only go so far. Sometimes you need a mentor in something, whatever it is that you're trying to go further in. It's good to have a mentor, someone that has more years of experience.
Oh yeah.
And
I hear that.
it's crazy. Just by hiring this coach, I've already seen a change in me sticking to the foods that he's been telling me to stick with.
Nice, man.
And it's crazy, that actually works.
Yeah, I think food's been like the biggest issue with me, is like just sticking to a good diet. Because I did work with a coach for a little bit, because during like the pandemic, just a little bit after, I started going back to the gym, and I was like, oh, I'll try a coach, because they had a deal at the gym. So I was like,
Yeah.
So I went ahead and bought, I think it was like 2 months or 3 months of like working with the coach. And so I would see, it started off with one girl named Brittany. And so she was coaching me, and she was giving me like more kind of combination workouts, like full body workouts. And it was kind of, did notice that I was like getting leaner and getting a little stronger. But she ended up switching gyms. So they ended up putting me with the manager. And like, that girl's name was Angie, and she was actually awesome because her focus was on injury prevention. Like, she said she told me she used to be a dancer and stuff before she got into it. And after she got injured while she was dancing, she ended up specializing in like injury prevention. So she taught me how to like lift weights and stuff and like certain positions stuff. And immediately I noticed I could lift like even more, like just the way of like changing.
Right, like proper.
I was doing it properly.
Forms.
Changing the form, like going to the bench. I remember I ended up doing like the dumbbell workouts. Yeah. At that point, I was maybe doing 40 at the most, and then like once she told me how to switch it and stuff, I was going up to like 70. Like that same day, I was like, damn, I could do a lot more weight.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tom Brady, the GOAT, he don't use weights at all. He does nothing but resistant workouts with resistant bands.
That resistant stuff is good.
And that's one big thing they've noticed, that he's been healthy for the longest. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why, because those resistant workouts really help your joints and ligaments, which is the main thing that will help support, when you're lifting heavy weights or anything like that. Because you can easily start picking up weight and find out you got strength, and build up those muscles. But the most important thing is the little things, is the joints and the ligaments that are underneath those muscles. So it's a big.
That's why I noticed being like the difference between doing like just the machines where they're like one motion versus doing free weights, because you're probably using more of those muscles. Yeah. Doing like the free weights. So I imagine like resistance bands would kind of be a similar advantage to it.
Yeah, it's really working areas that the weight may not be working. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Certain angles too, because I work with another guy that specializes in mobility, and he's helped me out a lot. Like 3 weeks prior to a competition, I had a minor knee injury, and my knee was flaring up. It was just starting to flare up after my workouts. It got worse. While I was at work, standing up all day, my knee would flare up. And I hit him up. I was like, dude, I'm like 3 weeks away. I need to get my knee better. And literally within 2-3 sessions, my flaring went away. Everything. I was able to run, sprint, do squats again like that. And it was all like just, I guess like breaking muscle, like scar tissue and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff really helps.
Yeah, man, I've heard a lot about that, specifically from like watching videos on DDP Yoga. I don't know if you know about that. It's like one of the old wrestler dudes. He started his own yoga program to help people who were like all fucked and shit because of all years of wrestling, and they couldn't move a certain way. So there's a lot of testimonials of people. Like there was a video that went viral like probably about 5-10 years ago now, where this dude was like just walking on crutches, and like by the end of the video, like the dude's running because on this program, which is just literally yoga. Yeah. Like dude is like gained all of his mobility back just about, and he did this for several other wrestlers, stuff like that as well. So there were stories through that. It's something I've been thinking about doing, but I'm too lazy. Honestly, sure. Like literally that's it. Otherwise I would, because that stuff is really good. A lot of people lost weight on it. A lot of people have like I said, gained a lot of mobility back. Oh yeah. I might need it because my knees are fucked because I was stupid when I was younger and messed up my knees really bad. So, but it's it's something. If you haven't looked into it, I'd just say just take a look at it. Just
yoga.
It's called DDP yoga specifically.
Okay, so it's a different. Yeah, I know there's different types of yoga. Mm-hmm. I've done hot yoga and I almost fainted.
Yeah. That's intense,
bro. But it's so funny because there's there's a video he does online. There's one other wrestler called Sheamus who does a YouTube channel called Celtic Warrior Workouts, where he works out with like other wrestlers and shit. When he did that program, there's like basically it's like a free 30-minute session of DDP yoga, and I did it a couple of times, and then I did it once with my mom. Like I'm over here like dying in a pool of my own fucking sweat, and she hasn't even broken a sweat at all. I'm like, God damn! Like, shows me how bad I was shit I am. My mom, who's like fucking, she's like in her high 50s, like she's doing much better than I am. I'm like, well, high 50s. How old is she? Mid 50s, yeah. So I'm like, God damn! Like I was like, yeah, she's like. No sweat at all broken. I'm over here just dead on the floor. So it shows, I mean, that stuff, mobility stuff is really important. Yeah. Because if I'm struggling that much just doing basic mobility stuff, weights aren't going to help me. I'm going to need to do more of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, mostly when it comes to like, at least with the diet part, when it comes to cutting sugars and sodium and stuff, we're talking about cutting out added sugars and sodium, right? Because you can't really avoid any spikes in sugar or sodium,
I mean, just
whatever.
like fruits, certain fruits that have natural sugars.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you want to try and avoid as much as, like you said, added sugars or anything like that.
Also heard even like instead of drinking juice, you're better off like eating the fruit, because when you're drinking the juice, you're basically it's like you're like orange juice. You're like drinking 4 oranges compared to if you actually ate the orange. You probably just eat 1 or 2, and you're not taking in that extra sugar.
Gotcha.
That's fair. I mean, that's also, I guess, the thing with smoothies, depending on how you make them. Because, like, what I've been doing recently is I'd make a smoothie for myself consisting of, like, a green apple, maybe a small red one in there as well, add some kale, add a banana. What else do I put in there? Like, a little bit of frozen, like half a cup of, like, frozen berries for I guess, sweetness, and then, like, 3 leaves of kale. Yeah. And maybe a cucumber if I really want more stuff in there.
That kale is aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive taste.
I ain't never had it.
It does definitely conflict a little bit with it, but that's why the banana and then the berries offset a little bit. Yeah. But so I feel like that might be just a little bit too much sugar though with the banana and the berries though. So that's why I might have to play around with that. But yeah, the kale, they definitely need something to offset the kale a little bit. Yeah. Because I'll put in like 2 or 3 leaves in there and I'll do it. And then that'll like last me like through like I usually if I do that I won't eat breakfast or anything until like 2 if I do that. So that's nice.
That's good.
Yeah, because like I'll get up because I get up for work at like 4:30 and like if I'm actually driving to work. What's funny is my during my lunchtime, because I work an early shift, the cafeteria is actually closed, so I don't really have an option to get regular lunch stuff. So I'd have to get like just a bacon breakfast sandwich, and I'd rather not. Yeah. So usually I'll just eat that smoothie for my lunch, and then not eat anything until I get home from work, and then I'll eat a decent sized lunch, but it all depends on that part is iffy whether that's healthy or not. Yeah. If I want to make myself something, it'll be healthy. If I'm super hungry, I might just stop by something bad fast food that gets on the way. And so that's where like the balance just dies.
Yeah, that's the thing with eating healthy. Like you have to have kind of like a schedule where you eat at certain times, certain foods, just to keep you kind of full. Yeah. Because some people they just want to eat healthy once or twice out of the day, and you start getting hungry.
Yeah. I remember when I was like going to the gym a lot, which at one point I know it's weird looking at me now, but like that shit was good like for my mobility and everything, but the weight just wasn't dropping or not dropping at all. The only time I really did drop weight was the couple of times I tried dieting. Yeah. So really, it really is all in the food, 100% all in the food. Mm-hmm. Yeah, workout 100% helps, but for weight loss specifically, it's in the food.
Yeah, if you work out then get hungry, you're just overeating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then excessive. There was one point when I was so I'm 150, right now, but I was 180 when I first started taking it serious, and 180 for a 5'2", 5'3" guy is really heavy.
God damn, bro, I'm 280 and I'm 5'7". Fuck me.
But I started doing excessive cardio, and not eating enough food, and I just dropped weight quick, and people were like, "Dude, are you sick? Hey, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "No, I feel fine." But that's the thing. I wasn't watching what I was eating. I was just more focused on cardio and whatnot, and not really taking in foods. But now it's the opposite. I do less cardio, and I just watch really what I eat, and I can tell the difference, like if I want to cut and whatnot. Like it's just crazy. Like you said, food's the main thing.
Surprisingly, I do hear cardio's not that good for you. You know what I mean?
Excessive cardio can, depending on what your goal is. But excessive cardio can kind of be bad, I guess, in a way.
That trainer I had, Angie, she all she did was weightlifting. So it's like just lifting weights is all she would do. It wouldn't really put in a lot of cardio. It's because she's like, you can throw in cardio, like it won't hurt, but it's like all you really need to stay fit is just watch your food and just do weightlifting to stay healthy.
And if you do cardio and stuff, like if you're on the treadmill, do just walk instead of run. You know, that's what I've heard.
Oh yeah, I started hearing that like some people who doing competitions, they also started doing walking more rather than running.
Yeah.
And apparently it like helps lose weight without like putting more stress on your body.
Right. Yeah.
And it keeps you, I forgot what they said, but basically they lose more weight just by walking instead of running.
Wow.
From what I've heard, and I mean, I don't know how accurate this is, but I've heard that you burn pretty much like close to the same just by distance. So like, you know, you run 2 miles or you walk 2 miles. I've heard that you burn about close to the same. I don't know how true that is, but
yeah, I guess because you start burning more muscle mass if you're running versus walking, you start burning fat.
Oh, I think that that was it. You start losing muscle, so you start to counteract your like weightlifting.
It's wild.
But if you're doing excessive cardio, I mean, like those CrossFitters, those dudes some of them are ripped and big, but they're probably consuming like 5,000 calories.
Yeah.
Clean food and just heavy lifting and like mile runs. You know,
look at The Rock, bro. Like his diet, like it looks like healthy-ish, but like how much he eats is insane.
Yo, I heard that too.
Yeah.
But I heard he eats like 4 pizzas and shit too. That's
Shoot,
like, it's got to be a lie because there's no way.
Nah, I've seen people do that. You know, that you can eat clean and then have one cheat meal, depending on your, I guess how your metabolism works and all that too.
Man, I don't got that.
Nuts, man.
I don't got that.
Well, hey, let's switch gears just a little bit here. How much do you charge for beard trims? Because I need one. Because you're doing barber stuff, right? How long have you been doing that?
Barbering, I've been licensed since 2013.
Nice.
I got my license.
Hell yeah.
2 years, roughly a year and a half after high school.
Mm-hmm.
But I first picked up a pair of clippers my sophomore year going into my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of landed randomly, found a talent I didn't know I had. You know, found a pair of clippers in my football locker room. I went from cutting 1 buddy to 2 buddies. By the time I was a senior, people were like, dude, like, you're good at this. You should get your license. But it wasn't, like, in my best interest. You know, I wanted to, since I was in sports, I wanted to be more like a coach.
Yeah.
And then I also found that I enjoyed, I would help my Spanish teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I would help him during Spanish class, and I was like, I like this. So I kind of saw myself just being a Spanish teacher and a coach, and it was just kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing. Like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this. I had my parents' support too. They were like, you know, we're gonna support you with whatever you want to do. So I was like, screw it, I'll go for it. So after high school, I kept cutting hair, doing house calls. I worked at a warehouse, stacked up some money, enrolled to Barber college, and you know, I just started going to this Barber college for part-time. And then I was like, man, like, I need to finish faster. So, and I was getting wore out because I was working from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. At a warehouse, going to sleep by 4 a.m., waking up at 8 a.m., and then drive like 40 minutes out to this Barber college.
Yeah.
I would get out at 2, going to work at 3. I did that for like maybe 6 months.
Jesus.
Man.
Yeah, and then I was still cutting hair on the side on the weekends whenever I could. So, yeah, I was like, screw this. I went full-time barber student, hustled more in the streets, cutting hair and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, from there, it just slowly started, you know, escalating. 5 years into barbering, I started getting booked out, like, and then now, thankfully, I'm to the point where I'm booked every 30 minutes.
Nice.
Open to close from, now I only work 4 days.
Hell
That's
yeah.
badass.
Back
That's
then,
what
I
you
used
want right
to
there.
back then, I used to work 6 days out of the week. Sometimes I was at the shop till midnight, just getting it.
Is it your own shop or do you work somewhere?
Now I got my own studio. Yeah,
Nice.
I call it a production studio.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be creating barber content in there. My clothing line, I have it in there as well. It's like a warehouse, and then I have a small section for my fitness studio as well.
Nice, man.
So
that's awesome.
That's been my dream, for the past couple of years. I just kind of wrote it down, and it's crazy. A couple of years back, I wrote it down on the journal. I was like, I want to be a owner. I want to have my own shop by the time I'm 30. Before I'm 30, turned 30. That year it happened.
Nice.
And so yeah, just that's where I have all my 3 businesses going for now.
That's badass. Did all of that, all those specialties, do you have an LLC for all that, or?
Yeah, so I'm currently in the process of that, switching into LLC. I'm talking to my CPA about it, and probably separating all 3 businesses and whatnot. So, but before that, I'm just a sole proprietor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been learning a lot more about business and LLCs and how it works, and what's the best route you should take. Because now, I'm going different levels now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just booth renting at a spot no more.
Yeah.
I'm an actual business owner.
Oh shit.
So
entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Hell
it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man. It's just like I said, back in 2013, I saw the vision, but it was far. I was like, man, I see a lot of these barbers, they got it made, and I just kept hustling, and then little by little, it just started coming. So
Nice.
I realized that the hard work actually, pays off.
because your time will come.
Absolutely,
Be patient.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been cutting hair for license since 2013.
Damn, 10 years, man.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Think about that shit ever. 10 fucking years. That's amazing.
It's crazy. Now I look back, and it's crazy to see a lot of these kids that I cut their hair. Now they're all grown.
Yeah,
Some of them
man.
are getting married, having kids and whatnot. And it's just crazy to see people's life journey just grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, barbering has taught me a lot, honestly. Like, at first, I looked at it like, man, this is kind of like a weird career. A lot of people didn't look up as barbers as a actual career.
Yeah.
You told them what you did. Oh, I'm a barber. Oh, okay. And that was it.
But what's your real job?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so then ask you stuff like that. Yeah, but what's your real...
Yeah. So, but for the past few years, I don't know if you realize, barbering has become more trending.
Yeah.
More trending. And
Socials and shit, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen they go more stylish with it, or like start doing designs with it, and they start putting them on social media.
Yeah. It's crazy how much technology has made barbering industry advance.
Oh, yeah, man.
You
One of the people I watch every once in a while that come across their reel, I don't know what the hell the guy's name is, but it's this white dude. He goes around neighborhood usually, and mostly black neighborhood usually. He goes and gives them free cuts and talks to them on the street, and you get to see the inside of these people's minds and stuff, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Just a dude with having a deep conversation with these
Right.
people, just while cutting their hair, and it's awesome.
That's
Absolutely love
I
that.
believe it's Vic Blends.
I think
Vic
so.
Blends.
I think so.
Yeah, he's a skinny guy, tatted up.
Yeah.
He socialized with a lot of... Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in the same... Well, I don't know if he was... Because I do barber competitions as well.
Oh shit.
I've
you were in a
traveled...
competition with him?
I wasn't in a competition with him. I think he was in a category before me or after me. I do freestyle competition.
Nice.
So I have art background in me as well. I actually had a art teacher that wanted me to go to UNT for art. He was like, dude, you're good at this. I'll get you hooked up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this barber route and see where it takes me. So, but yeah, I was actually in Connecticut. That's one of the main barber battles of the year.
Nice.
Where a lot of barbers unite, celebrity barbers, companies and whatnot. I got to see him there, and at that time he was already popping off. But it's crazy to share almost the same stage as him.
Yeah.
And other celebrity barbers, you know.
I mean, shit, man. You know, I don't know if you see yourself there already, but like from what you're talking about, it sounds like you're on their fucking level at least. At least skill wise, you're already on their level.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of inspiration. You know, a lot of those barbers, they inspire me too. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool to now like look back and I'm like, dang, like I'm sharing the same stage with a lot of these talented barbers and celebrity barbers and whatnot. So
that's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Do you get excited like knowing that barbers are around and like that there's that community building up? That when like if you said you want to start vlogging, once you start vlogging, you kind of compete like by the stuff you're putting out. Does like having that rivalry kind of excite you?
I don't see it much as rivalry, honestly. I see it more like motivation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they inspired me, so I'm like, damn, I want to. They inspired me to do that, so I want to do it too. Mm-hmm. And I just have my own style. Like I feel like we all have our own style, our own ways, our own calling. A while back, I had a vision that I wanted to travel the world with a pair of clippers. Because, you know, I've been blessed. God has blessed me. So I was like, I want to give back with my talent that I've been given. And it's funny, a couple weeks later, a guy sat in my chair and it turns out he does missionary trips for young adults. So we kept talking. And then like the second, third time I cut him up, he was like, hey, man, I got this mission trip coming up to Africa, South Africa, and Honduras. He was like, would you like to come? Like, man, that's crazy. A couple months ago, I had a vision that I wanted to travel the world with my pair of clippers. I just didn't know where to start, who to talk to. And this guy just landed in my chair, and I was like, it's a God thing, you know.
Yeah, that would be perfect for vlogging.
Yeah, and at that time, I was like, I've been given this talent. I wonder what else I can do. What's the purpose of me finding a pair of clippers? And God gave me that. Mm-hmm. So I saw it as another door opening up for me. And I actually went. I ended up going to Honduras, cut up some kids. There's a small vlog that they did because we had a cameraman follow us out there. So he documented a bunch of stuff, and he documented me cutting the kids' hair.
I was about to say, like, if it's a church, sometimes you can work something out with them so you can come up with content for it, kind of document it, and then put it out there in the work that you've been doing. Yeah.
After that trip, during the trip, on the last day we were there, I met another guy that has his own nonprofit going on out there. He builds schools for these kids in poor communities. Mm-hmm. He's doing like crop to raise food and whatnot because a lot of these kids out there, man, it's crazy. They go to these garbages to look for food. Yeah. So he's doing that, but he saw me with a pair of clippers, and he's like, dude, I'd like for you to come back and teach these kids a trade that you've been successful, and teach them that they can be successful through a pair of clippers. So I was like, man, that's crazy. That's another door that just opened up for me. Yeah. So,
bro, this dude's gonna have a fucking biopic made out of him at some point. Also, dibs, we gotta fucking make that shit.
There were businesses that no one thinks of like all that much about, but you can make a really successful career out of. Like, you're cutting hair. There's like car washes. They're like kind of evergreen careers because they're always needed.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're kind of overlooked when you're thinking of like, oh, what can I be? Because most people are like just thinking lawyers or doctors. But I'm like, you can build
blue collar stuff, man. Blue collar stuff is popping. Like, a lot of people don't give it credit. I'm just too lazy for that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to, so I got a fucking office job.
Go mow some lawns, lose some weight, Milos.
Bro, I mean, hey, you can make some good money off of that shit. Yeah. Speaking of car washes, Manuel, I remember at some point you were talking about. Also, Manuel's behind the camera, guys. I know at some point you were talking about buying a car wash. What happened with that?
I was gonna build one. Got a lot. It's available.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out it's too expensive to build one for me right now.
Oh, I got you.
He's like, I build a house and
gotcha. Still a goal in the future, though?
I mean, it's still a possibility.
Cool. Hell yeah.
That's a good. Honestly, that's something that's never gonna go out of business.
Yeah.
Truth.
People are always gonna be washing their cars, just like hair cutting.
Yeah.
People are always gonna have need haircuts.
For sure.
I think recently driving around Fort Worth, I know I've seen at least 3 new ones being built. Like they're automatic ones, but still, like there were 3 new ones being built. So absolutely right. Like those businesses will always stay open. So now the barber stuff. Well, how does the fashion stuff come into it? I think probably from your art student days, right?
The fashion side on barbering.
No, because you said you have a clothing line, right?
Yes, yes. My clothing line, that also was. It fell in when I was taking my fitness journey serious. I kept putting self-motivated on my Facebook status. Feeling self-motivated. And then I've always been into fashion design and stuff like that too. So at the gyms, I would see people wearing hats, T-shirts, sometimes with abbreviations or certain things. And I'd be like curious, what does that stand for and whatnot? And I just one day just got the inspo of like coming up with something on a T-shirt that I related to, and self-motivated came up. I was like, that's kind of cool. But then I didn't want that self-motivated on a T-shirt, so that's when I started getting creative, whatnot. And long story short, I ended up slapping self-motive on the T-shirt, and I came up with the abbreviations SLMV, which stands for self-motive. And it started off as a fitness brand and slowly, evolved and outside of fitness. Yeah. People were like, dude, I like that. Because I can relate to it. I was like, you know what? I can relate to it outside of fitness too. I relate to it in my barbering career, because I went from chasing haircuts in the hot and the cold and struggling to now like
people chasing you. Yeah.
Now people are hitting me up like, bro, can you fit me in? Like that was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep this a simple brand and make it universal. So I started off with T-shirts, hats, and now I'm to a point where I'm slowly adding more different kind of items in there. So the vision of it is like Nike, Adidas.
Nice.
Yes. Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
man.
I mean that's Nike, Adidas, those big brands is something that I look up to as well. Kind of like barbering. I looked up to big barbers, and I slowly worked my way up there, with the brand too. I got that going. Thankfully, I've been blessed with people supporting it, from fitness to entrepreneurs, music people, all kinds of people. So my vision with this brand is to be able to make a brand that people can relate to. Self-motive, no matter what race you are, what you do, we all have that mentality of self-motivated at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my mission right now. So yeah, I mean, I got that going on in the studio as well. I got a small display where my customers can check it out.
Nice.
I have a website where people can shop, and that's where I run my inventory, ship out of everything. So yeah.
Nice. Good to know. That shit is not for me at all, because I have no self-motivation. So no thanks. But
I got self-motivation, just different ways. We're all.
I know Adrian and George all about that. Man. They're gonna be customers. I'm gonna be like, no, I don't want to lie to myself. I have no motivation. But no, man, that's fucking awesome, bro. I love the message behind it.
It's crazy. Beautiful. Yeah. Some people have kind of thrown, not shade, but they're like self-motivated, like that's not all it takes for you to be successful in life.
It's not all it takes, but it's a big fucking part.
Man,
if you're not gonna make it if you're not self-motivated.
Yeah,
like that's the first building blocks where you have to build the foundation on.
There's gonna be days that you're gonna be motivated. There's gonna be days that you're not gonna feel like doing nothing.
Yeah, but you gotta break through that.
Exactly. Right. It takes more than self-motivation. Obviously, it takes discipline, consistency, and patience. Those are my 3 things that I've stuck through my career, and I've noticed that consistency has paid off.
Yeah.
Patience has paid off. When I say patience, it doesn't mean sit around and wait for it to land on your hands.
Right.
No.
No.
Work for it, be patient, and it'll come. You know,
keep working. Success will come, even though it's not here now.
Yeah.
Still keep working for it. Don't give up.
And discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline. You can wake up a day and be like, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm still gonna make myself go to the gym.
Yeah, a lot of that is willpower.
You know, or anything
yeah, exactly.
Like that.
And there's where the whole self-motivation comes back in. So even though, I mean, yeah, sure, it's not all it takes, but it's the biggest, most important part of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like I said, I love the message. Once I become self-motivated, I'll buy gear. Until that point, no. But no, that's fucking awesome, man. So that's cool, bro. And
buying it will help you. You see the message every day, and you're like, all right.
If you see the message every day, you're gonna be like, all right, today's a new day to start. That's how I look at it. Every day is a new day to start. Mm-hmm. Whether you messed up the day before, you know what? The next day you can start clean again and try again.
That's fucking great, man. So now with all those three things, you're trying to fold some video stuff into it too, right? Because you said you want to do vlogging when it comes to barber stuff and as well some of the fitness stuff too, right?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So back then I was doing a lot of barber content, and then once I got into fitness, I kind of let go of barber content and I got into fitness content. And then I still did for the self-motive content, different stuff. But now that I'm under one roof, I really want to focus on creating barber content again, from cutting hair in the shop to traveling to different countries and vlogging my story and whatnot, to fitness as well. I do competitions.
Nice.
So I've been doing competitions for the past 4 years. I entered this competition that only top 50 athletes in the nation qualify out of like hundreds of athletes trying out in the summer. So, you know, I've done that. And then my clothing content as well, with entrepreneurs, exposed entrepreneurs, music people that are coming up, athletes, high school athletes.
Bro, like, so there's so much good fucking chance for cross promotion with that shit, because, you know, as we talked about a second ago, to come up you need the fucking self motivation. So you can have literally anybody who's big be a spokesperson for that. Yeah. So, you know, maybe like just find somebody, be like, hey, yo, you're doing shit, slap the shirt on, tell me what motivates you, and just have like a shit ton of spokespeople, had some really good stories about your brand, and that in itself sounds like amazing advertising. Yeah. Give me 50%, as Rick really says. The idea is free, the revenue is free.
You'll have some free merch coming in your door every weekend.
Hey, speaking of Rick, why don't you y'all remember him talking about the annual days on the calendar? The holidays. You can make your own holiday for like barber holidays,
or motivation day, or I don't know. Well, number is probably thing
or something like that. But that in itself, you can do that. You can make a holiday, your own holiday, on the calendar, and then benefit and profit off of that. Right. You know, by promoting your brand and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We just learned about that the last podcast. You know?
Really?
Yeah, that shit was interesting.
He was making his own holidays, and he said he just talks to a calendar, and they can make an official holiday. Sometimes there's like multiple holidays on different days.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if someone hasn't claimed that holiday, you could claim it yourself.
Hell yeah.
Apparently, like the NBA never claimed Basketball Day, so he has National Basketball Day.
What? That's crazy.
National Football Day too, or something like that, right?
Baseball.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does that. He has National Sex Day. He has that's the funniest one, I think. He's got National Margarita Week.
Frozen margarita.
Yeah, frozen margarita.
Yeah. So he hosts events for these national days. Or
so he's the guy who claimed those days. So now people seek him out to do events for those days.
Yeah,
that's
created it. Yeah,
and that's all profit going into his pocket as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't get anything off, like, you know, having the day itself, but like now he has the rights basically to do whatever he wants with it, because
he's like the main guy that people reach out to.
Exactly. And so it just sponsorship opportunities, you know, other stuff like that. They kind of gets it going that way, which is super cool. And so he has a good idea, like for barber shit, for stuff like that. You know, if there's not a day for that, there you go. Be like, hey, you know,
and then you host an event.
Yeah.
Like National Barber Day, do some kind of promotion.
Right.
There you go, big thing.
Man.
Host at your shop.
Dude, that's
or
pretty
rent out a bigger shop and get a bunch of other barbers involved.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, what I want to do with my traveling with different countries and you know, showing my talent to other kids is bring other barbers along with me.
Oh.
So I'm looking to starting a nonprofit as well.
Nice.
To bring other people with me, buy tool supplies so I can leave them with all that stuff, and just really get these barbers and stylists out of their comfort zone, bring them into a whole different world, because honestly, it's game changing. You come back more motivated. You realize that you're truly blessed. Yeah, man. You're truly blessed out here, man.
Hell yeah.
You kind of get lost in society. You get lost in what other people are doing. You know, you're like, man, like, I'm not doing shit.
I mean,
you know, sometimes you feel like that.
Yeah.
But then you go to a different country and you realize these people are so grateful for like a small little thing. And that's just a game changer for me, you know, so.
You know, one thing I've kind of noticed, and I mean, this may be kind of like a weird take to go on, but speaking of that, we're talking about, you know, lack of motivation, maybe depression, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really kind of like a first world problem thing. And not that nobody elsewhere has it, but if your focus is like, you know, how the fuck do I feed my family? Where the fuck does my money come from? Your mental health is going to take a backseat to those. Yeah. And so those problems don't really surface until you have everything else taken care of. So that's why also, you know, I feel like people in other countries, that's why you can be more grateful here, because, you know, it's just like there's all these other problems that just come up, you know, people over there don't even have the resources to even think about dealing with.
Right.
So it's like you have the opportunity here to actually work on yourself and work on yourself deeper than just on the, you know, how am I gonna fucking survive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
You mind if I take a restroom break real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
We're good.
This gallon has me going.
Just don't trip on that. Don't trip on the ballast in there, please. Whew, it's a little warm. I'm gonna get up and check the. Yeah, it's a light, man. I'm gonna go up there and check the cord to see if it's not on fire.
Man, it's hot.
So Adrian, it's just me and you on the podcast now.
Oh, it's just warm still. We're fine.
I'm gonna make National Hennessy Day.
Hey. Henny, let's go.
I might want another one.
I don't know if I might be down. We'll see if the guest is down. We'll take another one. Okay. I remember I went to I think I talked about this podcast. I went to a Cambodian wedding that had free open bar. And open bar was literally Coors Light and Henny, and that was it.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that was an experience. Jeez.
What is Coors, like 10% or something like that? No. Maybe less.
Oh, Coors like light beer, bro. It's like 5 if that.
Damn, to Henny. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. The jump is high.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
One time I told a friend, if you want to give the Vietnamese girl a good gift, it's like just buy her some Ferrero Rocher and some Hennessy. Because every party, that's what they're always drinking. And then the girl at the office I worked at, she loved Ferrero Rocher. So,
oh, that's crazy.
So
man, that's gonna be that's good advice.
Candies. All right, how well are you guys doing on the fitness challenge so far?
Not well at all.
I keep relapsing.
This is your chance to ask Nani some tips.
Some tips.
But I feel like he went over like all the good stuff already, like the diet and everything else. But I don't know, maybe he's got some personal secrets. So yeah, we're just asking about, you know, we're kind of going back to the beginning of to the fitness challenge stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any kind of really good pieces of advice that maybe we wouldn't have heard elsewhere?
Man, I need one for burning fat, dude. Like, I be doing good throughout the entire week.
Keto.
Man,
but it's
low
annoying.
calorie, working out all the time, and I still can't lose no fat.
Keto. But keto's terrible. Once you relapse, you just gain all of it back.
Yeah,
which is what I did.
saying.
The next step, I feel like, if you feel like something's not working out for you, is macro based. Mm-hmm. So you keep up with your macros. So
which is
macros is exactly finding out the amount of protein you're consuming, the amount of fats, carbs. Those are the main things that people sometimes try. Mm-hmm. And it will work, but it does require a lot more discipline. Yeah. Requires consistency of eating the same foods. You know.
It was a little more work, too. Angie was trying to get me on that, and she said, you got to get yourself a food scale. Yeah. So you can, like, measure out your food, your proportions, and keep track of it on, like, MyFitnessPal.
Yep.
And, like,
that's what I use. That's what I use every single time I eat something. I punch it in. Now I got to the point where I can kind of eyeball it but macro based will really help you a lot. You know, to find out if it's really working out for you, or what foods are really working out for you.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get rid of this dad bod, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool, but, like, one time in my life, I need a six-pack.
That's probably why your girlfriend already picked out baby names. She's already seen that dad bod.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's about to be time.
Yeah, for real. I gotta set the clock back a little bit, man. Give myself some more time.
Yeah. I would say do that and then just watch out your carbs and sugars.
Okay.
You know, but hiring a coach, a nutritionist will really help you a lot.
I hear that.
And you also finally get use out of that scale instead of for just some nefarious substances.
Yeah.
Be able to, ways of food now instead.
True.
But yeah, no, after me doing that, macro basing, really buckling down, like I said, after hiring the coach, I noticed a big change. And prior to that, I was already looking somewhat fit.
Yeah.
You know, people were like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, honestly, I just started watching sugars, carbs, and I just started eating more protein, more greens, not eating fast foods, fasting too. A lot of people are against fasting, but my kind of fasting is I have a window span of eating 7 to 8 hours. So I can start at 11 a.m. eating, and by 8 p.m. I'll stop eating. I'll try to, if I have carbs, I would try to consume more of a big breakfast.
Yeah.
And just slowly throughout the day eat less carbs. That way overnight I can process the carbs.
You know what's crazy? Mine's worse than that because I ate a big ass breakfast somewhat of a breakfast lunch, right? I don't eat anything else after that, bro. And I still can't burn this fat, bro. I'll be fasting like the entire day and night.
Your body's probably trying to hold it in.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Some people have noticed that some people have thought that by eating less, you'll lose weight. And sometimes it's the opposite. I've had clients do that. And then they start eating a little bit of food throughout the day. And they notice they start dropping weight.
By eating more.
And
that's crazy.
I've heard it's that survival mode, right? Your body goes into survival mode thinking that it's only having limited meals. And so it starts storing it more. So some people start eating more throughout the day, and it starts boosting their metabolism because they're eating small meals, but more throughout the day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so my body's really good at that then.
That and coffee, black coffee in the morning, papaya in the morning on empty stomach.
Yeah.
That'll clean you out too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because those both are antioxidants.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that a lot of people haven't heard about. And I tried it during my beginning of my losing all the weight was chlorophyll. They were like, bro, chlorophyll, that sounds like bleach or some kind of stuff like that.
Chloroform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So chlorophyll comes from what I know, my knowledge. They extract, it's like the main vein of a plant. They extract it. It's pure. You can put a few drops in your water. It turns green. What it does is it speeds up your metabolism. It helps you with your system. It gets you stronger so you won't get sick.
Your immune system.
Immune system helps with the red blood cells, so it builds more red blood cells, brings in more oxygen to your bloodstream. I noticed that did help me lose some weight because I kind of struggled a little bit, and once I started drinking it, like I noticed within 3 months my stomach was going down, everything on the sides was dropping, and it really helped. But you got to be careful because I did a kind of like a body scan. I went to this place and it scans your organs, everything. And the guy was like asking me what all I take, and I was telling him supplements and all that. And he's like, I see that chlorophyll, you're benefiting everything out of it except copper. It has copper. Your body doesn't intake copper well.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, that's interesting. But he's like, everything else you are benefiting out of the chlorophyll.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of copper in it.
Yeah. From my understanding, it has a lot of copper in it.
Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start getting back into doing back into the fitness challenge, because if I really do want to go to this wedding in August and in Europe, I'm gonna want to look a little bit better.
Ooh, August in Europe,
man.
Nice. What part of Europe?
Going back home to Serbia. Well, going to Serbia. I'm from Croatia, but yeah, going back. To
Oh,
Serbia.
is that your nationality?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I thought you were Hispanic.
Bro, everybody does. It's hilarious.
For real, man.
It's funny. We had a guest on a little while ago, DJ Preek. I think I just talked about this with McNeely as well. Like, dude thought I was Spanish too, and so for one of our projects, he was like, he had to do a sign off like as me, and it was like, "Thanks for watching GCC News. This is Miloš Kukaracha." And I was like, so that's funny. Yeah, I think until like right before the podcast, he thought I was Spanish. I'm like, nah, homie.
Yeah.
Everybody always thinks that. But I did find out through 23andMe, to kind of tie back to the beginning, my sister did 23andMe. And unless they switched her ass at the fucking hospital when she was a kid, apparently I'm like 80 to 90% Greek by blood. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought I was going to be like the Slavs from like for either like the indigenous people of the Serbian area or like the Slavs. But no, apparently I'm Greek. That's cool. I had no idea.
That's cool.
I've been wanting to do that kind of test where it lets you know what all nationalities or whatever it is that you have.
I think like most Southern Europe puts you with the Iberian people, which is all like mostly the Hispanic looking.
Yeah.
Like that's everyone from like Spain, France down to like Italy and some of Europe up to like the Middle East.
I feel like I have some kind of like true Aztec indigenous in me, because where my parents are from, they're still actual I don't know how you call them, Mayans or whatever. They speak their own language. They don't even speak Spanish. They come down from the mountains. They sell their own products.
It's badass
and everything like that. And my grandpa's skin tone is like really reddish. Instead of him getting tan, he gets reddish, and I kind of get that too. I don't know. I just feel like I have some of that.
I can see that. Yeah.
Nice, man.
That's lit.
It's awesome.
Yeah, my dad used to work with people that were indigenous, so he knows a couple words of their language, but I think they call in that area they're tarascos.
There's different.
Yeah, there's different groups. Yeah. But he picked up some of those words, and they all used to work together at like, because my grandfather does agriculture, so they interact with them a lot.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, when you have, working with foreigners, stuff like that. My dad works with, there's a couple Americans, but there's also a decent amount of Mexicans. And there's also actually a couple people from back home. So it's hilarious. Me and George went up there to deliver a toolbox to him because I was borrowing George's truck. We get up there, and they're just, my dad and one of his coworkers just yelling at each other, as friends do. My friend's dad is cussing at him in Serbian, and my dad is cussing at him in Spanish. So I was like, that's hilarious. Yeah. So, the culture exchange, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a melting pot. Beautiful.
Adrian works with them, too. You don't get into
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until, like, a bit later. He was like, yeah. I'm like, so... It's like, I do forklift, so where do you work? This, that. I'm like, oh, shit. And then he's like, yeah, I know your dad. He's a real asshole. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
He's a hard ass, yeah.
He's old school.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing, I actually had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday, Israel, because he was bitching about his job not giving him a raise. And I'm like, you just gotta, you gotta leverage your position, man. Because, he's thinking about applying for other jobs. I'm like, just do it, bro. If you don't want to stay at your company, literally... Go, or if you do want to stay, still go out for interviews, get what they're gonna give you, and then come back to your boss. Be like, look, this is what I'm being offered. If you want me to stay, I need this.
Yeah.
So with my dad, that kind of happened recently, where the people who come in and do the electronic fixes on the forklifts, the stuff that they're not allowed to do, they offered him a position with them that paid quite a bit more than he made already there. And so at that point, he was coming to us like, hey, look, this happens. They're offering me this much. They couldn't match, but they offered him a decent ass raise at that place. But he had to take his supervisor's position. So he reluctantly took the supervisor position.
Hey.
But because of that, you always got to know your worth. As you were saying kind of earlier, motivation stuff and stuff like that, you got to keep motivated in your career, and you got to know your worth.
Right.
So, same for y'all as well, and me as well. Not you, you're self-employed, so. you get to avoid all this bullshit, which is amazing, beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, like always keep an eye on other positions, what they're paying other places, and don't be afraid to go to your boss. Be like, hey, look, I'm thinking about possibly doing this. I love this place. I want to stay, but money. Can you give me something?
But ideally, you want to be like this guy and be an entrepreneur.
No, 100%. Business and stuff. 100%. End of the day, that's 100% what you want to do.
That concept kind of falls into the barber industry too, because if you know your worth and your value, you gotta give yourself a raise.
Yeah,
you gotta know what's your worth. There's a lot of times that barbers are scared of doing that.
Yeah,
they're scared to give themselves a raise because they're gonna lose client, which that's gonna happen. But then you're gonna gain new clients that really appreciate your work and talent. So, I kind of understand. That and relate to that.
That makes sense, yeah.
I started off doing free haircuts.
Free
haircuts just to get myself in there and start cutting people. And people would be like, bro, you know how to do this kind of haircut? I'd be like, yeah. But in the back of my head, I didn't know how to do it. But I did it. And I went from $5 haircuts to 10 to 15 to now. You asked me earlier how much I charge for beards. I'm charging $40 at the shop, and to me, I feel like it's a lot, especially being in a community where it was small and now it's growing. But I also had to seek. I knew my talent was worth.
Yeah, man.
And I see other barbers that are charging $100 plus.
Yeah.
Which I started networking with people in Dallas, and now I'm doing house calls. 150 and up house calls.
Yeah.
So, my mindset doesn't just stop at the shop. I want to keep elevating myself outside the shop, and I visioned myself doing $150 haircuts back then, and now I'm doing it. It's crazy, So I'm slowly just finding different ways to keep elevating and getting myself out of my comfort zone.
Hell yeah!
And knowing my worth and my value is worth it. So, like you said, you can't stop searching. You got to keep.
Yeah. Keep trying to move up. Keep moving, man.
Because you never know where this is going to lead and where it's going to lead after that.
Right.
Yeah. You never. I mean, you don't want to. As much as I'm a bad example of this, you don't want to settle, because I've been known to just settle and sit at a place.
Kind of like complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like being comfortable, man. But yeah, I need to start moving. And in my current job, we'll see. I'm going to try to move departments here a little soon, but because they're going through a transition from one company to another, buyout, I might have to wait until that fully settles to actually be able to move.
Yeah.
But I already know that there's people who jump ship to other companies that they're making better money. So that's something I'm going to have to just possibly look into.
Yeah.
And see what's going on there, because you're
Have you ever had something that you like doing outside of what you do?
Are you talking about like job wise, or are you talking about hobbies wise?
Job wise, hobbies.
So my favorite job was the one I had before this one. I was there was just literally a fucking delivery driver delivering oil and shit like that to like oil change places. Bro, super chill. Boss was chill. Everything was chill as fuck. Just jump in a van, go drive, deliver. I love driving. I love jamming out to music or audiobooks, whatever. Just put on whatever and go. Like you're by yourself all day. There's no everything is scheduled out to where you can finish it. There's no rushing. Even if you are scheduled a little bit late, they don't really give a shit about overtime because they make so much money selling the shit. So, and plus, every other week I get to drive to Oklahoma, which is beautiful. Just driving up is great. But time came where this job popped up. I asked them how much they're paying in there. So I got an offer that was basically time and a half what I was going to pay over here. And so I talked to my boss. I was like, hey, can we do anything? Like, even if you come up half that way, on stage, they're like, we can't. Like, we can come up a couple bucks, but we can't do that. And I was like, well, sometimes, sometimes you kind of got to give up, you got to grow up and get a big boy job, as I call it, for this stuff.
Yeah, I had a customer, he has this kind of, I don't know how to call it, but he's got like steps. And I was like, damn, it makes sense. He's also talking about jobs, job offers and whatnot. Yeah. So he made a list of, did it make sense financially? Did it make sense work-wise? Did it make sense mind-wise?
Yeah.
Did it make sense? Did I say family?
You did not, but yeah.
Yeah, family-wise too. So to me, that was a big the big takeaway from him.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, sometimes what you're seeking, you got to see if it makes sense.
Yes.
Right.
And make a list of if it makes sense for this, and that.
Yeah.
You know, and for you, it made sense.
Yeah, honestly, it did. I mean, there were definitely negatives. Like, one, obviously, I didn't like job. 2, it's a bit further away. And 3, I didn't know how I was going to, like, end up at fucking 4 a.m., but it's fine. I got used to it. But, I mean, yeah, otherwise, the company, I personally don't enjoy the job. It's not something, I've never been into finance.
Yeah.
However, the company is fantastic, so that drives me to do better, because I'm like, you know what, these people, as much as I put in, these people will put back into us. You know, whether that's with bonuses or whatever, or stuff to just do for the employees. The recognition there is amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, that, even though I'm not into it, a great workplace, like, can change the mindset even of people who are not interested like me. Yeah.
That's badass.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Simon Sinek?
No.
He's like a big motivational speaker, entrepreneur. You should check him out when you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a lot from him, and he actually goes to different businesses and gives them classes and speeches on how to treat their people better.
Yeah. I mean, you
for
have
their
to.
business to be able to continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the guys that wrote a why, you know, the purpose of why, like write your reason why you're doing
Yeah.
a certain thing.
Yeah.
I would look into it. He did a TED talk on why.
Yeah. I'll have to
And-
take a look at that.
Yeah, he's big on that though, teaching different companies how to treat their people better.
Yeah, and you have to, like I said, it just leads to a better work environment, period.
And more loyal workers. As
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about that, there's you ever see Gordon Ramsay's where he goes around like helping restaurants?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kitchen Nightmares. Mhm.
Kitchen Nightmares. Yes.
Oh, that was great.
There's one that's called, I think, Annie's Bakery or something, but it was crazy because it's like a restaurant where he walks out. He stops in the middle of just helping them and finally just gives up and walks out. And they said that's like the only time he's given up on a restaurant like that.
Damn.
But the husband and the wife both own the restaurant. The wife cooks the food, and then they have staff that they keep going through staff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
the biggest
crazy.
turnaround ever. Yeah, I've watched that episode too.
At one point, they said that they've gone through maybe like 100 people or more, like in 3 months, something like that.
Dang.
And I remember there's a part where they're arguing, and he tells the lady, "Dude, your employee turnaround is crazy. It's like you're not doing anything to improve like the work conditions here." And she said, "Our work conditions are great. Our turnaround's like no more than like 50. Whoever told you it was like over 100 is lying to you." And then the husband, he goes, yes, it's like 50. And he goes, yes, it's like 150. So he makes it worse, and like the wife immediately, you see her glare at him.
Yeah.
But the dude was afraid to even tell the wife any of the feedback he gets from customers. Like sometimes they send food back because it's like they're serving pizza. It's like Italian restaurant, and like the pizza is like doughy.
Damn,
And
dude.
they send it back, and instead of giving it to the wife so they could like reheat it or something, he just puts it somewhere so they could throw it away, and doesn't even tell her. And then they'll get into arguments with the customers, arguing that the food is great, and the customers are like, "No, it's not. It's gross. It's cold."
She was like, "I'm being attacked." You know, they're always
Yeah,
She was one of those people.
She was
it's
getting bad reviews.
She's so
and
entitled. It was like hard to watch. Of like, I was just like getting pissed watching that episode.
she was getting bad reviews, and she was taking it as a personal attacks on her, and that they're all lying. And it's because the husband doesn't give her any of the feedback from the actual customers. And
Because she can't fucking take it, bro.
when they do
Like, she
get
blows
feedback, they argue about it and
she
like
blows
say
up.
that's not true. That's not true. And it's crazy.
So she never saw the food that would get returned.
She wouldn't see it, and then when it would happen, she would still argue and tell
She
them
would
they'll
blow
know.
up
She
on it.
can't take
They'll
criticism.
know.
Yeah,
They
at all.
get into like yelling matches with
She
the
was in
customers.
denial.
Yeah, with the clients.
Yeah.
They would cuss out the customers and get them to go
Yeah.
away.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then they took the tips for the employees. Like they wouldn't let the employees have the tips. They'll keep all the tips.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
a horrible business owner.
Yeah, they deserve to go under.
Oh yeah.
God. Hey,
And then
speaking,
like it became popular after that episode because people were like, "Let's go see if it's really as bad as it seems."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They leaned into it. They even made T-shirts where
That's
they were like
crazy.
No way.
mafia kitchen or something like that. It was something. They were taking
They
like
gave them more
snippets.
business because it's so bad.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
they were selling merch online.
That's why they say,
That's wild.
bad press, good press don't matter. It's just good publicity.
I
Either
think
way.
eventually they did stop.
Yeah,
They stopped with the Italian food. They were only a bakery, and then they eventually just shut down.
Good.
Yeah, shit.
It's a crazy episode.
Yeah.
About 1 hour right now.
What?
So you're about 1 hour in, just letting you know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of high turnover and stuff, it seems like a lot of big businesses and stuff are kind of benefiting over that. They would actually prefer that than have loyal coworkers,
Well, yeah,
long-term
because-
coworkers and stuff like that. You know, because me working with your dad, we work for the same company, and the motto there, it's not the outspoken motto, but between all of us and the managers we have, we're hiring and firing. You know,
it's always like that, man. It's like you gonna, and also part of it is like, you know, it's kind of anti-American to discuss pay with your coworkers, which is so fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit.
But also, you know, if you do that, then you don't have a dude who's been there for 4 years complaining. You know, once the raises go up, you're like, well, shit, you know, I've been here for 4 years. I'm getting $15 finally, and this dude who just fucking hires getting $15. How the fuck is that fair, right? So you get all the old employees complaining about that. If you don't have old employees, you don't have that problem, right?
Some places, if you even bring up, "Can I get a raise? I need a raise," you're out of there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's so bad.
kick your ass out. Like it's fucked up.
That's why you become your own boss and give yourself
Hell
raises.
yeah,
Exactly.
get rid of that bullshit.
Have you started dealing with employees, or do you rent space out to other barbers?
As of now, it's just me in there. The studio's almost done. The weather didn't allow me to really finish painting the ceiling. So once I'm done 100% in there, then I'm going to add barber chairs in there so barbers can rent. I'm going to have backdrops in each station, ring lights,
Nice.
so they can create content.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's what's up.
Like, I think that social media really helps with those type of jobs. Just show
for
off your skills.
Nowadays, yeah, like in service industries, I mean, just businesses have realized that just by creating more content, you know, your numbers have gone up. TikTok has helped a lot of people start their own business. That's crazy. You know, so people have started from their garage room, and out of nowhere, like in a month, they blow up. Their businesses blow up because of content.
Yeah, that shit's a godsend.
There was a guy in Las Vegas who went to like a little mom and pop shop, and it was like, I think Mexican food or something. But they give like those takeout boxes, but it was just packed with food. And like after he made like a TikTok on there, like ended up having a line around the corner like the next day, and it said that in the single day they sold out of all the food they had, and they actually gave them the profits they would have made in 3 months in a single day.
Jeez.
And,
Yeah, but then they would shut them down for a little bit. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, it's still not bad.
no, but it said it saved them from having to go out of business because they were like, they had
So they started giving free food,
no.
or just
No,
pack
just-
the food and
they were just serving a lot of food, so you pay like $10 and you get like a ton of food.
yeah.
Yeah, compared to other businesses that were doing the same thing, that were basically hooking up the client.
And like
way
the
more.
guy kind of brought attention to it because he's like, this is really good food,
For
and
only
it's
$10,
really
like,
cheap.
type,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they ended up with a line around the corner the next day, and that saved them from
Wow.
having to shut down.
Yeah, but they ran out of inventory.
I mean, that would
I mean, that's a
they'll
good
probably
problem
shut them
if
down
you
for a
got-
little bit.
It
If
was
you got
probably
3 months of
expired
profit.
food.
Yeah, it could be.
My mom worked at a restaurant, and I'm one of those guys that is like kind of picky. Like I open up
Yeah.
the refrigerator before I eat something or whatever. I always look at the date, and she'd be like, "You have no idea." Like I worked at a restaurant for years in the kitchen. There'd be people that were like mixing the pasta, and it was high end restaurant.
Yeah.
They would drop the pasta, pick it back up.
No.
And, yeah, or shrimps, seafood stuff. They would sprinkle extra lime just so it can taste good.
That's crazy.
She's like, you have no idea what you're eating at the restaurant.
No, for real, because it's already bad enough that
man.
a lot of them use their bare hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just me. You know, they use
Yeah.
their bare hands. So dropping it on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
If I ever find that out, yo, god dang.
Burger King foot lettuce. yeah. I mean, I don't think anything we did at Taco Bell was crazy. It's just that, guys are just knowing like how they did everything. It's just the only problem was the company policy wasn't to change the oil like too frequently, so that was the only issue.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes your chalupas and shit would come like extra with like oil that was in there for like 4 days, and because it looks like just nasty.
That chalupa sauce.
No wonder Taco Bell. This is Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. No wonder a lot of people have issues going to the restroom.
No, it's probably they were. I remember a long time ago they were sued because they were using like 40% beef in their beef instead of like they recommended I think like 60 or 65%, something like that. Because like you can go low in legally you can go low and shit. So anybody that says 100% beef is probably lying.
But truth, because
I think they came out with it and saying that no, we use 80%, and even then they're like, then what the fuck is the other 20%?
Well, 80% is actually pretty high as far as
it's probably the other percent is probably either pork or turkey or something.
No,
like that.
sand.
Like it's dry.
Yeah, legally it's like something silicone something, which is basically like sand.
That's crazy.
It's a binding agent, basically.
Like imitating meat.
Yeah, it's like binding agent for the meat and shit like that.
But what are you binding for 40%? You're right. What is that other 60%? The fuck?
But yeah, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, he's right. Like the lawsuit was kind of thrown out because of that reason. But they were, I think, a little bit lower at like 80 compared to like some others like were like 85, something like that, whatever. But still, it's even knowing all that, I still eat Taco Bell like every week because it just tastes good, man. I'm a fan.
Nice.
You do the Diablo sauce?
No, I stopped at fire because Diablo's good, but I feel like it kind of sacrifices flavor for the heat with that one specifically.
It is not even hot.
Like I like heat.
That shit ain't even hot.
It's not that bad at all. I like heat. It's just that I kind of want flavor with my heat.
Okay,
I hear that.
All right.
We did do an episode, a one chip challenge episode in this podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who won?
If there had to be a winner, maybe
You were the one that lasted the longest without drinking anything.
Yeah, I love me some hot shit, dude.
Yeah.
Him and my brother like ate it, and they were like okay for the rest of the podcast. Milos immediately went to go throw up.
After the podcast was over, I peed my guts. I was terrible.
Dude, I had to go grab like a glass of milk. I just walked into his house, took out the gallon, and grabbed the glass of milk.
Did we buy him a gallon after that?
No.
I hope we did. I'm sorry, Emmanuel.
And I was good for all of it. Yeah. But then like hours later when it was coming out, bro, that was the worst day of my life.
I did the 2021 was fine. I did that one twice. It was not a problem. That 2021 one that killed me.
What is it? Ghost pepper?
Ghost pepper in Carolina, right?
Reaper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I also did that shit at work too.
I was driving
the forklift.
Man. Yeah, did your coworkers to do it? Was it like a bunch?
No, my coworker came up and he was like, "Hey, I got 4 of these. Does anyone want to do it with me?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let's do this."
Well, did you survive again the longest?
Hell no, bro. I got off my forklift and I was actually throwing up after that.
Oh
so.
My god!
Yeah. But I had to keep on driving, so I had to make it work.
I kind of had a similar experience. I didn't do the chip challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy go, I don't know where he went, but he brought this sauce that's like one of the top sauces in the world that probably had ghost pepper and something else. Mm-hmm. I did a drop of it. That was good. I did another drop. I was like, damn, this is good. I did a bunch. Ate that chip. Not gonna lie, I was cutting hair.
Oh shit.
I was cutting hair when I did this. 30 minutes later, I started having like sweat chills.
Oh
yeah,
sweat chills.
Yeah.
My stomach started turning.
Oh.
I started having acidic stuff, and then I felt like I wanted to throw up.
Oh.
So I told the guy, bro, give me a second. Let me go to the restroom. In the restroom, I was gagging hard, like. I was trying to, but I couldn't. But that was probably one of the worst experiences.
Having that heat and then and then like dry, what do you call it? Dry heaving during that because nothing was coming out.
Well,
no, just sweat chills.
That's torture.
Sweat chills.
Yeah,
that's torture.
Oh, bro, no. What worse is like if you eat hot shit and then if it's too hot and you just start drooling. That's the worst. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I tried like the bomb. Like I got it, like cause I touched on my like here next to my eye, not even close to it, and then after blinking, I guess it moved its way in, and then my eye was burning.
God damn,
that was bad. But yeah, that sauce is terrible.
You gotta be careful with that stuff. Yeah.
Shit.
You shop at HEB?
HEB, yes, that's actually in my hometown, Waxahachie.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's my hometown, Waxahachie. We've had HEB there ever since I was born.
That's
pretty
what's up.
much.
Well, they got their own hot Cheeto puff kind of things. It's like the Carolina,
brand?
HEB brand, Carolina Reaper.
What?
That shit is hot.
Bro, okay, I need to go get some of this
It's
shit.
good. It's so good.
And it's like hot Cheeto puffs or what?
Yeah. It's like hot Cheeto puffs.
Man, I have to try it.
I'm gonna fucking go to do this there tomorrow. HEB, get that shit.
Hell yeah.
There's an HEB, I think probably about 15-20 minutes away from me. It's gonna be worth the drive.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've always been a hot sauce guy. And when I was little, I would get when my mom would take me somewhere to get taken care of. What's it called? Someone was taking care of me, like
Babysitting?
babysitting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I would like the Hennessy.
Yeah.
It's kicking in.
Yeah. Well, anyways, where they were babysitting me, these kids were a little bit older than me, but they grew up eating hot sauce too. They would eat a tostada with Valentina.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh, yeah.
They would eat it, and I started eating it, and by the time you knew it, I was eating that almost every day when I was little.
Man.
Just
nice.
tostadas with Valentina on it.
Oh, that's
That's
good
good.
shit, man.
I got used to
man.
it.
Bro, I don't know. I think it must have been Valentina because I never knew what the fuck it was. The paleteros, the guy who drives around like
Right,
with the little round churro things.
Yeah.
Get the sauce, bro. I was like,
Oh.
obviously I don't speak Spanish. They don't speak
skins.
English. I'm like, let's go, like load it
Yeah.
up. Like I'm like, I don't know, I'm just point this, yes,
Yeah.
cool, best shit ever, bro. Best
Yeah.
shit ever.
Till then, if I'm driving around and I see a paletero guy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
bro, give me a bag.
Hook it up,
I'll
yeah.
hook it up.
You like gotta drive with one hand because your other hand's gonna be missing the sauce, bro. It's perfect.
Have you ever been to the Mexican movie theater up at the Town Center Mall, like the Fort Worth Mall?
So I've been there, but I've never been inside the movie theater.
One time my cousins came to visit from Mexico, and we ended up going there and we watched like the Simpson movie. But going in, you could buy your popcorn, and then on the side they actually have Valentina.
I've heard they have on. That was
Nice.
the first movie
Never
theater I
tried that.
heard.
I gotta try it.
It's pretty good popcorn.
I gotta try
Pretty
that.
good popcorn.
Yeah, we always eat it with popcorn. We eat it with potato chips.
Mhm.
We just put it on just about
Everything.
anything.
You know, my
snack on.
version, whenever I go to like AMC or something, I grab the jalapenos. I do the jalapeno juice on the popcorn,
Oh,
and then I throw jalapenos on it, and I just mix it.
Oh shit,
Bro.
That I haven't
You gotta
done.
try
That
that.
sounds nice.
You gotta
Fuck.
try that.
fuck the butter, bro. I need that.
Yeah.
A little bit of butter, but the jalapeno juice.
Yeah, that sounds
That's it.
good.
Nice. Fuck yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
Mhm.
Bro, we need to do a one ship all stars. Where it's like it's us and then we bring it on like every single guest that talked about doing it.
Oh shit.
So you're coming back.
You marked
Hey.
yourself.
Can't believe you're coming back.
I'm down to do that. I've been wanting to do that challenge just to see how much I can handle.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll
shit.
probably
I'm
be
up
fine.
for it.
You'll probably be fine.
after I throw up,
Yeah. Yeah.
We had
Either
Michelle.
that or once you have fire down below.
yeah. When I did the drops, bro, I was sick for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was Every time I went to the restroom,
Yeah, man.
I was like, why did I do
man.
that?
My shit was so bad. I had all my clothes off, dude. Like,
Shit.
it was so hot in there, bro. Oh shit! I had myself all leaning over my knees and everything.
Yeah.
It was
Aw, no.
horrible.
I did that just a little bit. What's the last time we did something super spicy? We went to eat somewhere and I got some extra spicy sauce for something here.
Mhm.
I don't remember what the fuck it was. I just remembered I was like, for only like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If that, I was like dying, but it was fine.
That's a long time, dude.
it was like, no, it was like, go back to the bathroom, get out, go back to your bathroom, go back to the bathroom, double over, and then it was fine. It happens sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah.
No biggie. You gotta live with the consequences, right?
Yeah. Speaking of consequences, I want some more Hennessy, man.
Oh shit.
I want another shot.
You guys
Yeah,
want
I
to
was
wrap up
actually
with the
thinking
shot?
about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right,
We'll wrap up with the shot.
George, you poured up this time. I think I might have poured too much last time for myself.
Before we. Oh yeah, pour it for yourself. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Or for everybody, I don't give a fuck. Oh, nicely. Oh, that was great.
That was
ASMR.
nice.
Where's mine? Oh, you already got yours, so this is mine.
Let me know when.
Okay. That's good.
This is why you bring guests on, to pour you Hennessy.
Hey, fuck yeah.
That's it.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you good? You are good, homie. George. Pour me el shot, por favor.
Little Sunday
God
fun
damn.
day.
George ain't playing, bro. Don't go that hard for me, but go pretty hard.
I feel like we're gonna owe him a new Hennessy bottle.
Oh well.
Not for real.
It's okay.
Manuel, you want to check the rest?
Yo.
Well, all right,
Chill,
man.
chill.
Nani, thank you so much for being on, homie.
Yes, sir.
It was a fucking pleasure to talk to you, bro. All that awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So before we go ahead and take the shot, go ahead and plug your stuff. Where can people find you?
Instagram is where I'm most active. I was active on MySpace, but they shut that down.
Damn, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, Instagram, Nani Cuts Official. Nani Cuts Official. If you go on Google and type in nanicuts.com, my website to book your appointments will come up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my social media stuff will come up in there. So that's where I have everything. On my Instagram, I have a link tree.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you go to it, you'll see my YouTube channel, which I haven't been active lately.
But you're coming back.
But I'm coming back.
You're gonna come back before this podcast posts, because we have a backlog of a shit ton of episodes.
This is gonna motivate me to
there you go.
get in there and start content,
Mm-hmm.
more content.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of motivation, you got the clothing brand too.
Yes, sir. Self Motive SLMV right here. I'm currently working on some new collections right now. But yeah, Self Motive, slmvofficial.com. You'll find it on my Instagram as well.
We'll also put the link tree from your Instagram. We'll put it in the description of the video. So
Yeah,
anyone who
that
checks
would
it
be
out.
cool.
Fuck yeah, I'll drink to that. Let's go. Cheers,
Hey,
homies.
hey,
Cheers.
cheers.
Woo. Nothing like warm handing to end an episode. Thanks for watching, guys. See y'all. Bye.
Nani?